It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chili Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Friday's Travel and Cruise Industry podcast. Coming to you from somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. So we're on our way to Lisbon, Portugal. This is the 10th day of January 2025. Show is brought to you by Will US, the owner of Scoot Around, and by Chili's Cruises. It's been kind of just a yucky day. We're clearly in stormy waters. It's not been rough. It's not been smooth, but it hasn't been killer rough either. We haven't gotten into any rain. I haven't been outside to see if it was windy or not. Tom has the door open, so it's fairly comfortable temperature-wise. It's just not a pretty day at all. All right, we got quite a few stories this morning. The lead story today, a Miami-bound ship in the Super Bowl. Also today, no impact on Carnival. Princess adds flexibility due to the fires. Passengers with Legionnaires disease. Uh-oh. 2 cruise lines are going to merge. 188-day cruise. Air Canada to operate from JFK Terminal 6. Coast Guard Airlifts passenger from Carnival Valor. And the MSC World Voyage. That and lots more here live today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, it's 4 p.m. Is that right? 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. No, it's 3 p.m. I'm staying confused with the time change. We got to change the clocks again tonight. Our man Ian left us a notice again, so we got 1 more hour tonight. Today is National Oysters Rockefeller Day. I don't know that I could find Oysters Rockefeller on this ship, but I'll look. I like Oysters Rockefeller. This day in 1999, HBO HBO aired the first episode of the television drama The Sopranos, created by David Chase. The show ran for 6 seasons, starred James Gandolfini, Lorraine Bracco, and Eddie Falco. And it was a pretty good show. I have to admit that. I kind of liked watching it. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and voila, up pops the fat guy. Doesn't matter which one you choose, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Podchaser, any of them. You just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and there I am. If you're listening via the podcast, there's always a link, so you can hop over to the video feed if you ever want to see clips or interviews or any of those kind of things, pictures that we're using on the show. You can do that. Always in the description of your podcast, there's a link. Simple, easy peasy. Of course, tomorrow we were supposed to be in Ponta Delgada. We still have not gotten the refund on the taxes and port charges. We are assuming, and I say we, I go to guest services every day for one thing or another, and I keep asking them. But we are assuming that corporate trying to hold the money as long as they can and is not going to say anything about it until after the day we're supposed to be there and canceled out. That will then become official when they owe that money back to us. So anyway, that's tomorrow. So we're supposed to be there tomorrow. We're going to be in Lisbon on Monday. And on Monday, I'm pretty excited about this. I have arranged some accessible transportation, and Roger and I will be visiting the Gulbenkian, can't say it, Museum in Lisbon. Special thanks to Christy Durso of Incredible Memories Travel and Susanna Cruz of Portugal's Tourism for All office for their assistance in making this all happen. So looking forward to that. Maybe I'll get a little culture. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it. I enjoy being with Roger. I like going to museums too. It's going to be a good day. One of the things that I don't get to do very often, and it's not going to be cheap, but still I get to go on an excursion. All right. Let's see. Do I have anything else before I get on with things? Last night we went to Cagney's. Roger and Gary Older Than Dirt and Hot Air Tom and I, and waddled out of there. It's so much food, and it's so good. And I even skipped dessert. I was so full. So Cagney's is always, that's you can't beat it. And the last 2 days, we've had lunch at it's Ocean on most of the other ships. Here they call it my mind went blank. Not Neighbors. What do they call it, Tom? Local. It's the local bar and grill. It's just like Ocean's. Same menu, everything. Now, I found out a couple cruises ago how much I like the chili that they serve. So yesterday, I just had a bowl of chili and a Diet Coke. Well, Hot Air Tom, he gets well-done wings with the hot sauce on the side. And then he got his Cobb salad. The Cobb salad is really good. It's a wonderful salad. Has its own balsamic dressing. Nicely done, nicely prepared, nicely shown. Then Hot Air Tom gets him to give him a little monkey dish, I call them, but a little cuppy thing full of jalapenos. By the way, the chili has jalapenos in it, so it's got a nice spice to it. He dumps the jalapenos in the Cobb salad and then dumps the hot sauce from the wings in the salad and mixes it up. So when he eats the salad, he ends up getting red up here and sweating. I don't know. I like things spicy, but I think that would be beyond my control. But he's had that now 2 days in a row, so he must like it. All right, so didn't do a show last night. Of course, I've been to 2 just outstanding shows. Icon was, wow, is as good. I don't know. Icon was really good. Jersey Board was just outstandingly good. But both shows have been excellent. I think we might have tickets a reservation for Icon of the Night. I'm not going to go again. Let somebody else go that hasn't been there yet. But really good show. Well done by the Bliss folks. All right, guys, I'll be back with a bunch of news stories here after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. I'm just looking here. It looks like my story is gone. My lead story got eaten. Is that even possible? So let me go back over here and see what's missing here. Miami bound ship in Super Bowl. See, World America. There we go. It's in the wrong column. MSC Cruises has announced that their new mega cruise ship in Miami, the MSC World America, will be featured in a 60-second Super Bowl commercial. The ship will have 37 restaurants, bars, and lounges and be over 200,000 gross tons. World America will be the cruise line's new flagship when she debuts on April the 12th, 2025, out of Miami. To help promote this new mega ship, MSC Cruises is running a 60-second commercial during the Super Bowl on February the 9th. The AD will have 2 yet-to-be-revealed celebrities in it sailing on this new ship. Also featured will be the cruise line's private island Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve. MSC World America will sail out of the largest cruise terminal in North America. The terminal is expected to open a few days ahead of the ship's debut. And just on a personal note, I have long desired to be included in the In Club and be invited for press trips and that kind of thing. I was actually invited to be on the press corps for World America's inaugural sailing. Unfortunately, I'm going to be in Europe on the breakaway that week, so I had to turn it down. But it was nice to be invited. With multiple massive wildfires raging out of control in the Los Angeles area, it's understandable that cruise travelers with sailings booked from Long Beach would be concerned about whether or not their departures will be impacted. Guests have reached out to John Heald, Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador, for details. Fortunately, Heald has confirmed that at this time, no Carnival cruises are impacted and the port of Long Beach is operating as normal.
Be on one of the first MSC ships to go to Alaska when we sail May 25th, 2026 on the MSC Poesia round trip from Seattle. 7 nights going to Ketchikan, Icy Strait Point, Juneau, and Tracy Arm Fjord, and a stop in Victoria, Canada on the way back to Seattle. Inside cabin start at $849 per person, balcony from $1289 per person. The MSC Poesia going to Alaska. Why not join us? I promise you we'll have a great time. Just call me, 434-258-9264, and we'll cruise with Chili to Alaska.
Anyone who has a Princess Cruise booked that is scheduled to depart between January 11th and January 30th and is affected by the wildfires around Los Angeles, they can cancel their cruise and receive 100% future cruise credit. The cruise line said that this offer was made for those who live in the evacuation area or have homes that have sustained significant damage due to the fires. The future cruise credit will equal the value of their booking. Full refunds will be given to any extras that have been purchased, like shore excursions or any of the Princess packages that make their cruises all-inclusive. The future cruise credit will be good for any sailing out of the Los Angeles Cruise Center for the rest of the year. Royal Caribbean has alerted passengers that 2 individuals who sailed on Symphony of the Seas in late 2024 were later diagnosed with Legionnaires disease, a rare and potentially serious form of pneumonia caused by the Legionnaires bacteria. The cruise line sent letters to passengers who sailed in October and December informing them of the cases after notifications from the CDC. Neither guest was diagnosed on board, and Royal Caribbean emphasized that there is no evidence the infection originated on their ship. Do you have a trip planned to Sin City in the next few months? Book a scooter or wheelchair rental and explore the casinos and attractions with ease. Las Vegas mobility rentals are $15 now until February 28, 2025. Just call Scooter Route toll free at 888-441-7575 to reserve online. You can also use SRN 11137 for the best rate. John F. Kennedy International Airport, new world-class Terminal 6, and Air Canada announced that Air Canada will operate from Terminal 6 when it opens to passengers in 2026, joining fellow Star Alliance partners Lufthansa, Swiss, Austrian Airlines, Brussels Airlines, and ANA as future Terminal 6 airlines. Ambassador Cruise Line and Compagnie Française de Croisières have reached an agreement to merge, forming the Ambassador Group. The new line plans to establish itself as a cruise operator specializing in premium, affordable, no-fly cruises for older travelers. The transaction is expected to close by the end of January 2025. Azamara, one of the world's leading destination-focused cruise lines, has announced an epic 188-day cruise that will set sail in 2027. The cruise will visit 103 ports in 37 countries on 5 continents. Out of the 103 ports, 65 of them will feature overnight stays. The cruise will be divided up into 12 segments. Guests will embark in San Francisco on January the 5th, 2027, and disembark as a request in Copenhagen, Denmark, 188 days later. Included in the cruise are $40 in extras. That includes all gratuities, unlimited Wi-Fi for 2 devices, premium beverage package, 3,500 in shore excursion credits, 5,000 in onboard credits, 1 night hotel stay pre-cruise, all transfers, weekly laundry service, airfare credit, 12 as amazing evenings, and 3 exclusive events. Wondering about the cruise fare? An interior statements will cost around $101,000 per person, double occupancy. A veranda, $143,238, and a suite, $213,238. And if you're interested, just give me a call. I'll get you hooked up. The Azamara World Cruise. A U.S. Coast Guard Air Station New Orleans aircrew successfully evacuated a 33-year-old male passenger from the Carnival Valor. The cruise ship was returning to New Orleans after a 4-night sailing to Cozumel. The rescue was successfully carried off. No information on the passenger or his current condition. MSC Magnifica recently kicked off the MSC Cruises 2025 World Voyage. Sailing a round trip from Italy, the 120-night cruise is set to visit over 45 ports. After departing Civitavecchia, the itinerary included visits to Genoa, Marseille, and Barcelona, where guests could also start the cruise. The worldwide adventure is now set to cross the Atlantic ahead of visiting destinations in South America and Patagonia. On its way to the Pacific, the Magnifica is also scheduled to sail around Cape Horn before visiting ports of call in Chile. Following a stop in Easter Island, the vessel is set to arrive in French Polynesia for visits to Papeete and Moorea. MSC World's cruise continues with ports of call in the Cook Islands in New Zealand, including Rarotonga Bay and Islands and Auckland. The MSC Magnifica is also set to offer scenic cruising at the Fiordland National Park before sailing to Tasmania and 8 other destinations in Australia. On its way back to Europe, the 2010 built vessel is also scheduled to sail to ports of the Indian Ocean, Africa, the Atlantic, such as Mali and the Maldives, and Mahé and the Seychelles. Other planned destinations for this segment of the itinerary include Nosy Be in Madagascar, Port Elizabeth in South Africa, and Bolivia Bay in Namibia. Before returning to Civitavecchia on May the 4th, the World Cruise sails to Senegal, the Canary Islands, and Sicily, with visits to Dakar, Puerto del Rosario, and Palermo. Taking over the itinerary from MSC Poesia, the MSC Magnifica recently returned to Europe after a year-round program in the United States. Before embarking on the World Cruise, the 2,500 guest vessel underwent a routine dry dock at the Palumbo shipyard in Malta. Treat yourself to Virgin Voyage's best offer yet. The rumors are true. Sailors, 80% off for your second sailor and up to 300 drinks on select Caribbean itineraries. We're making it easier than ever to experience the Virgin Voyage's difference. Think delicious eats, incredible gigs, and plenty of vitamin C. That's the AC. Plus, with itineraries of 4 to 14 nights, you can choose the perfect adventure for you. This epic deal won't last forever, so book your escape before it sails away. Virgin Voyages, just give me a call. 434-258-9264. All right, and that puts an end to the news portion of today's show. We're going to go over to the chat room and see who's fussing at me today. I've got about 130 people, not as many as yesterday, but still a decent crowd. Hot Air Tom says, everyone from Norwegian Bliss, where is it now? 3 p.m. We are time traveling to you today. There's Steve. Hi, Steve, out in Kentucky. Says good morning to everybody. There's Sonny. I was talking about you last night, Sonny. Says hello to everyone at sea and at home. Chile is frozen, no sound.
It's okay.
Oh, Tom says it's okay. So, sorry, Sonny. Wi-Fi signal gods are
It might have been for a minute, but fixed.
Okay. There's Bob. Bad snowstorm coming. Yeah, we've been hearing about that. They're going to get a lot more here in Virginia, too. Kenneth's with us. Says good morning to everybody. Ooh, I think that's going to say 5 degrees there. Yeah, no, thank you. There's Todd. Good morning, Todd. Says good morning, everyone. I've been following your ship on the ship tracking app. Well, we're as you know, if you've been following it, we're 250, 300 miles south of the Azores, keeping us out of the roughest of the waters in that storm. And that storm just seems to be parked on Ponta Delgada. So now there's a lot more to that storm than just there. So far, they have not changed any of our other itineraries. They have not made any adjustments. But depending on what happens to that storm when it leaves the Azores, it could be pretty interesting. So we'll just see how the next couple of days go. That's all. Gretchen's with us. Good morning, Gretchen. How are you? There's Cindy Lee at sea. Hello at all. Hi, Cindy. And there's Miss Sherry Brown. Sherry Brown is one of the good guys as far as that goes. Watching snowfall here in Spring Hill, Tennessee. Yeah, she's another one of our fine Tennessee folk. Sherry was on, let me think, what was Sherry on? MSC? I don't even remember now. There's so many cruises. Anyway, we sailed together here not too long ago, a few months back. Gretchen says it's not snowing there. Every part of the state escapes the Northeast in a winter storm warning. We'll get some, but later this PM, we all have plenty on the ground. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't want you to do without. There's Katie. Good morning, Katie. How are you today? Kenneth says, where is the Bliss going for the remake? Is it going to be close to you guys? We're not entirely sure, but we're reasonably, I've been assured that it's going to be in France somewhere. Unless Hot Air Tom has gotten something on that I don't know about. But it could be at the big ship there. It could be in Viga. It could be they've got it in Brest. They do dry docks there. I'm thinking Brest is probably would be a good shot because that's the same place that Joy went through hers, and they're almost identical ships. But anyway, yeah, it's coming up. Gonna make some changes. I'll be interesting to see how the changes go. I'm sorry that we're gonna lose Los Lobos. I'm sorry that we're gonna lose some of that just absolutely gorgeous observation lounge. They're gonna put more cabins up there. There'll still be an observation lounge. It's just gonna be half the ship as opposed to the whole ship. They're taking out the leisure tag and they're putting in something else in the way of, kid stuff. So we'll see. We're going to have plenty of time to look at the new stuff. Hopefully they'll get it all open as we go back. Hot Air Tom says, I'm thinking Brest. Okay. Because that is where Joy and our Encore had. So it's kind of interesting, actually, because a lot of the people that really care about crew have asked, well, what's happening during the dry dock? Do you get a couple weeks off? How does that work? And most of the crew is staying on and working. It seems the contractors that do, have all the jobs need helpers. They need people to hold stuff and go for stuff and, pull carpeting and, so there's plenty to do for the folks left behind. But yeah, so most of them are not going home, but they're working through the dry dock. So, all right, that's going to wrap it up for today and for the weekend. Now, let me tell you what I'm hoping to do. I've done a lot of filming, but I have not had time to do a lot of editing, which means I haven't had the chance to get things up that I'd like to. I spent a good bit of yesterday working with John up in Minnesota on how I can reuse the book pop-ups lives that I do. Some way of downloading it, saving it, editing it, anything, which right now I haven't figured out how to do. So he gave me some suggestions that we have to go to a third-party vendor. I have not done that yet to see if they can take one of my live streams and download it and put it into a usable form for me. In the meantime, I wanted to try, because at least it seems the stability of the signal in most parts of the ship might let me do this. I'm going to try doing like whole decks live. And I'll just hold the camera in one hand and I'll drive with the other hand and talk and try to point out everything as we go through there, so you guys will get a feel of the ship and do like a whole deck at a time. We're going to see how it goes. Then what I'd hope to do after it's over is I take that live stream and be able to download it onto my computer and convert it into a video and re-upload it so that it's there for all time. So we'll see. So no guarantees, but that's the plan. Probably, let's see, it's 11:30, 12:30, it's 3:30. So I got 2 hours to dinner. I've got to try to process the show. Assuming I get the show up and processed and everything, I might go out and try to do a live from Facebook from one of the decks here shortly. But it's about 100% guarantee on that either way. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for this week. I will monitor things over the weekend so that if there is anything major happening, I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Monday, I'm hoping, even though Roger and I are going to be out and about for a good bit of the day, that our show will be normal time. So that's hopeful. Just keep in mind, if I'm a little late, folks, on Monday, it's because of we were out off the ship in Lisbon. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the week. As always, thanks for being here. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button if you haven't subscribed. Please take this as my invitation to do so. And you can join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Travel Cruise Industry Podcast, and anywhere I am in the world when I'm out on cruises. So that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a great day, everybody.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, chilly chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chili's Cruises.